The Florida housing market is sick, but the severity of those symptoms are very likely to feel different depending on which market you're shopping in or what type of product you're shopping for. And if you've been watching for a while, you know that I've shared a lot about the fact that each market trades differently. There's a different intensity of supply and demand depending on which market you're shopping in. And today I'm going to showcase a house that is completely sick that's located in Venetian Isles in Fort Lauderdale. This is a very unique market. This is not your typical home. This is not your typical housing market. And I suspect that the buyer of this particular home is very unlikely to ever even live in it. They may come here once or twice a year in order to max out South Florida living to the fullest, but it's also likely that the buyer will be an investor who wants to max out the opportunity and max out the cash flow that this particular home can generate. And I know for certain there are lots of folks out there that are frustrated and they are sick about the housing market conditions that exist right now. Because the truth is, despite the fact that mortgage rates are now at 7.5% or wherever they're trading as of today, most folks are waiting for the dip in mortgage interest rates before they even think about buying. And because most sellers are reluctant to trade out of their low mortgage interest rates into something higher, they're not likely to sell. There is a short supply of new listings, period. And while I don't suspect the buyer of this particular home, which is sick, is particularly concerned about any of those market conditions, most people are suffering from them. And I want to help everyone. So if you're thinking about buying or selling anywhere, please reach out so we can connect you with an all-star professional, someone that we know, like, and trust, someone who can advocate and negotiate for you the right way, irrespective of market conditions. Because ain't nobody overpaying on my watch, and ain't nobody not finding the one buyer on planet Earth willing to pay more than anybody else if they're thinking about selling. But this private deeded dock, which is across the street from the main house, is a massive win for someone with a massive yacht. And to be totally transparent, that is a separate sale. But I'm sure they can be bundled because there's always a solution. But rather than talk more about the house, I'd rather show it to you. And my friend Shai has been kind enough to invite me to showcase this particular listing. What's going on, Shai?
Chris, thank you so much for stopping in my new offering. This is the best property right now on Las Olas, all right? You have 168 feet of dockage on this end. And if it's not enough for you, because if you have a mega yacht of about 140, it could fit right there on 168 feet of dockage. But if you need additional dockage, you have 200 feet, 204 to be exact, of additional dockage over there that can be purchased. But let me show you around this magnificent property. You have brand new Sub-Zero appliances, all right, with the wine cellar right in between with dual zones right over here.
Very nice.
Wolf appliances right over here, with the fan and lighting up on top. This whole property has Lutron Home System 4. It literally controls everything. You have the lighting, the music, the cameras, literally everything. Not only that, you have the master wing on the first floor, which a lot of properties do not offer that, and that is a good thing. And the rest of the bedrooms are upstairs. You have 6 bedrooms, 6.5 bathrooms, 22-foot ceilings right here in the master with huge windows, almost floor-to-ceiling windows. Beautiful pool outside. You have his and hers master closets, okay? If you wanted to have one large closet, you can actually take the wall in between and have a nice big island. You have additional storage on the top right there.
Okay,
for stuff
how sick is that?
Exactly.
I have never seen anything like that before.
There's a ton of storage here. So if somebody wants to store something for the winter and then go up skiing every once in a while and he doesn't want to see it, he can put it up there. But if not, he can have it down here. You have here the master bathroom. Come on in.
This is sick.
Now, also in the mirror over here, you have a TV. So if you wanted to watch the news or just watch a movie while you're in the shower, it could turn on. It's really, really unique. I hope you enjoyed the first floor. I'm not going to take you through the entire property, but enjoy the tour, Chris, and let me know if you have any questions.
Awesome, thank you. And of course the pool is sick, but that's not the main selling feature of this property. The main selling feature of this particular property is the dock edge. It's the dock space. And yes, the house is ridiculous, but the opportunity to be able to park your yacht just like the neighbor across the street did. Although I suspect the buyer of this particular home is going to have a much bigger yacht, you have the dock space. And so it wouldn't surprise me if the end user of this home buys this particular home simply for the dock space and uses it specifically to be a boathouse. Or rather, I should say, yacht house. And of course, it's always about location, location, location. And we're located right next to the harbor. We're located right next to the ocean. We're located right next to the inlet. We're located right next to downtown Fort Lauderdale, right off of Las Olas Boulevard, right next to the business district where it goes off. And obviously, you've got proximity to Fort Lauderdale Beach. And you're not that far from Miami Beach either. So I suspect the buyer of this property might want to max out the utility of this home by making it a vacation rental, or said differently, short-term rental, because there is no HOA and there are no restrictions. And while the home is currently listed at $10 million, I suspect it could command a significant premium as a short-term rental. Now, before I take off and get out of here, I think there's one more important, in fact, critical thing that you must understand about this particular housing market and this particular property. Because I know there's a lot of folks out there that are terrified that the housing market is going to crash and that the market really is sick and it will never recover. But what I came to learn, one of the original owners of this land that the property is now developed on was H. Wayne Huizinga. And not only did he own this lot, he owned almost every other lot on this street and in this community. And he owned it since the late 80s when he started making buku money. And if you're not familiar with who H. Wayne Huizinga is, please Google him, because he was one of the most successful entrepreneurs and investors, not only in Florida, but in the world. And so, yes, I know that the housing market is sick. And yes, I know the property that we just showed is a tremendously sick opportunity for the right buyer. But I'm the last one to tell you whether buying is right for you. But I can tell you that the housing market is always good for someone. Now, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend, follow me on Twitter where I can never be censored, check out my Patreon where I go off, and check out my next video because I suspect you will love it a lot. And until next time, peace!